Characters are not developed. First act was weak. Too many subplots. You motherfucker. When was the last time you did anything noble or inspiring? Or at least intellectually challenging? Something that was not self-gratifying, you self-obsessed cocksucker. Look at you. Sitting back in your chair, just consuming pictures and words, and you understand nothing. That's what I tell these fucking assholes. Everyone's a fucking critic. Every fucking dumbass and half-literate that walks through that door. They can't write. They don't read. But they can judge. Who the fuck are you to judge? Who the fuck are you to judge? Huh? With what? Did you write anything, huh? Did you produce anything worthwhile in your fucking life? Except perhaps some snotty little brats that are going to grow up and be even dumber than you are.
My circuitry's rewired. I've hurt and breathed insurgencies to learn that freedom's fire only burns with urgent certainty. Stop inadvertently serving the serpent's worthless schemes and purge the greed they purposely surge into certain person's dreams, eternally deterring the emergencies emerging. We prefer to be discerning, free and earning peace, releasing dopamine openly, hoping hopeless things. This ego never seems so low, equals choke the king. We grow or shrink, so flow to sink below the surface. Purpose boldly wrote in ink, just know don't think you're only nervous. Turn this fear into sheer courage, nourishing the spirit, fear will clear it. Fear is perfect now, which means that there's no need to please a crowd. We're breaking all our barriers and burying our proud. How? These pieces have me puzzled, stuck in clouds. Each day awake, amazed, these feet still touch the fucking ground. Like wow, what's this whole dimension all about? I don't mean to sound pretentious, but it's senseless not to doubt your chosen route. I'm frozen, cold and zoning, old and down. Every piece of me defeated in an attempt to mend my frown. Bound, flesh infested, death investing sound into a horror chorus portion of an unrelenting town. Hounds, hunting just to say they shot the clown. They'd rather kill the carrier than bear that they're aground. Round, spinning, swimming circles till they drown. I never knew my worth until I heard the hurt resound. Found, positioned interest in my own profound scheme. In turn I've learned there's more than this your curtain that surrounds me. B-boys just wanna have fun, destroy that weak noise and deploy something fun for the tongue. You mumbling junk, stumbling punk, here's one for the sun. The earth burns and we crumble to dust. B-boys just wanna have fun, destroy that weak noise and deploy something fun for the tongue. You mumbling junk, stumbling punk, here's one for the sun. The earth burns and we crumble to dust.
Just enough or I must adjust. How can I know so many people but so few that I can trust? I run with God's lost children, the most willing to spit rhythms, combine my spirit with precision to depict my vision. Still living, a prophet in the flesh, smoking grade A strains. No breath left for stress unless you feel it's needed to incept a contest. Then best be ready to defend your method, this is not a test. Up next, we're headed to your venue, so if you haven't heard of us yet, then you should stay tuned. Coincided minds bring the vibes and the views. It's not a common combination, we just do what we do. Move discs, true lyricists, persistence with a vision, insistent we spit the sickest. Spliffs lit, sipping whiskey with some misfits. Disinterest dissipates, we hit the stage and slay the witless. Tisk tisk, misanthropic obstacles we dismiss. Blame, place and faith, rain or anger, anchor this ship. Distant, mission statement made, my brain's enlisted. Lifted fists and cigarette smoke, there's a rest, gone cold and listless. It's fixless, slipping to the end of all existence. Sifting through the self you knew so well before the if script. Consistent, so I stay close to the struggle. In my zone awake, itching for the code to this puzzle. B-boys just wanna have fun, destroy that weak noise and deploy something fun for the tongue. You mumbling junk, stumbling punk, here's one for the sun. The earth burns and we crumble to dust. B-boys just wanna have fun, destroy that weak noise and deploy something fun for the tongue. You mumbling junk, stumbling punk, here's one for the sun. The earth burns and we crumble to dust. Listen up, we're coming at you like a brain trust, changing the game while they're spitting all the same stuff. Play rough, but in my heart I stay dapper. Rather swallow my tongue before I bite another rapper. And the last thing you want is a battle of will. Disciplined is a soldier that's trained to kill. We'll fill the silence with the light of sound. Finally on the rise from beneath the ground, I found myself frozen for a moment at an impasse. I wonder, will I make it? Is it too late to turn back? Observe traps, deterred them as I learned facts, earned daps. But then I yearned to pay my own path, heard laughs, but what I've seen is pain. Everybody's the same, enslaved and restrained. Everybody acts brave when ashamed and afraid. Everybody wants love, but many settle for rage. Others settle for space alongside of the game. But I'm ready and aimed, steady making my gains in the race for a name as we race to the grave. Elevation on the rise, I know I'm well on my way. Hate saturates, infatuated daily. Masochistic, restless, isn't this a different painting? Shame-free, I don't mind it, you can blame me. Fire thrives inside, tired eyes and I'm still pacing. Chase dreams, nationwide awake and aching. Painstaking, chain-breaking, frame-changing, make free. Take heed, all these MCs elementary. My mental intensity is intent on sensing when you're weak. Befriend the beast or jet and send a better fleet. I'm centering my energy, then exiting this messy scene. Next to beat, checking audio restlessly. Expressionless and suppression, confess until I rest in beats. West or east, yes, we quest relentlessly. The 7 seas and beyond, nodding off to elegies. Endlessly questioning, ingesting each perception reached. Steadily mending the sections left infected, wrecking peace. Head numb, freak of nature, speak with extra ease. Let's separate from ego, we don't need to let deception lead. Remedies include good friends and revelry. With time taken to look in, mistook then for presently. I'm pleasantly surprised that you let me in your mind. Why buy into their bias? I might just need a sign. Find hope within their cracks. I've slipped, I'm ripping off my mask again. Let's bask in this abashedness and laugh at all the passionless. I'll ask you this, what's a person past all their reactions if we're winning over instincts and still fishing for distractions? In this sinking world we're limping toward an inexistent passage. Grasping light, clasping tight, might illuminate some blackness. Another blunder of a night, sore sight, your life for hire. Heightened senses bent on tending to desires. Liar, never known a truth so tombstone. Eyes still screaming, never noticed that you spoke. Lost in an instant, frostbitten fog drifting off in the distance. Tossed in this hostile and lofty position. Now I'm often the boss of this bog that I fish in. Indecision, wind still carries me, bury me adrift when the shit hits, never flee. Reverently, here to fend for better needs. In time it's all the same, though we ascend from separate seeds. Contempt for greed and emulous discrepancies. Retribution loosely basing views we've yet to reach. Steep, still wall climbing, calling all kinds to fallen. No mindset yet, questions resurrect where the end is. Pressure is a pest to the senses, best ride on. Cautiously I stepped, but toppled to this odyssey I'd not soon leave again. Then I'll contemplate until the day breaks. Faded safe haven lay beneath the seething pain. Strange shapes, faces, feelings are revealing me the way. Brain bracing for the dealing in the ceiling of mistakes. Stay focused, stray but take notice. Another 5th and 8th and some vague to raise motives. Case closed, if only love would lift us up. Stuck between a rocky hard place, offbeat heart rate, crave for touch. Enough to make you lie your pride down. Finally try to bring yourself to sympathize and find out why we tend to hide instead of rising toward what's right now. Surviving sought to fly, ought to die, increasing life's value. Salutations through the darkest strife I fight. Though trials test my patience, this lone shark still strikes with might. Grow smiles, stressful maintenance will harden my insight. Despite the vile desecration of the hearts unmarked contrite. Break your bread, nothing's lucky, hun. Must mean something when your head's a jail, adjusting's just begun. Avarice is so cumbersome, come be one, let the love burn of 100 suns. Triumphant tongue, funky lungs, dunked in clarity. Sunk to rise above, now I'm buzzed and too scared to leave. Can barely breathe, married misery. Cherishing the rarities, embarrassing but me. Prepared and sleek enough to slip the grip of machines. Restructuring your lustful dreams, mentally fucking up your being. Rarely speak unless it's something that I believe. Confronting the weaknesses I feed, eventually humbled and relieved.
what I said was never meant to hurt you. We work through our problems here. I know it seems the bottom's near the top is disappearing, often sick and weary. At one time you were the homie, now your confidence is eerie. If this song don't bring a tear, G, at least I know I tried my best. Never once lied, killed pride with the love inside my chest. Yes, I'm a mess, but I reflect the world around me. Sweet tits, well this is sure grounding. I wake up sick, start the sweating of today again. I'll make some art without you, keep your touchscreen, I still crave a pen. It really sucks to hate a friend. I'm not sure where you went, but I wish that this would mend. And if this disposition ends, some beauty's bound to come from it. You're comfortably numb, I understand you'd rather run from it, but something switched. Brain fucked with by a succubus, love's a bitch. Strains comforting this snug abyss, bliss. Life has many roads, yeah you know the trip. Reap the seeds you sow, even though you plead and hold the fifth. Cold shoulder, sober ditched. Focus overthrown when you dove into that myth. We come from broken homes and wit, the stoners of the sticks. We used to hold our own, but it seems you've lost your grip. On top of this, the ideals you let rot still live, whether or not you carry them while caught up in this illness. Thrills kiss the pain away while skill is laid to waste. I'd say it changes in order for peace to stay. I speak to brave the darkest parts with ardent carved into my carcass. Always walking forward, just a sorry starving artist. It's alarming by the farthest, but karma guides my harvest, which means that this will end similar to how it started. Regardless, no matter what, I'll always be here. Call me when you maybe start to see clear. Under fire in a knife fight, nothing's fair, teeth bared. If you're scared, creep by another nightlight. Admirable like Mike, strike right at the source. Been forced to act outside of spite and hindsight. Ride right into the eye of the storm when I'm torn. What would you survive this for? The final war approaches, shoulders so chipped, erosive, worn, but my will is in focus. I don't know shit. Thoughts battered by the bullshit muse, left the heart black, smart cats blue. Cruising late night, early morning, manic sleigh ride. Days fly by, bet your bottom dollar rays shine or flames rise, depending how the phase vibes. Way high, shoot low, move most great minds won't stay in line. Face to the sky, beauty all around, never better off blind. I bind my words to the beat, speaking poetry, openly opposing the immobile. Thoughts in motion means action will follow. Crack through the sorrow, trapped in the act. If your passion is borrowed tomorrow, procrastinating daily makes you hollow. Walk away if you must, but return when you're not so caught up in emotion. In the pits from the runaround, I've dug and found that being ground is better. Down and out or crowded, who speaks the loudest usually has the least to say. A leap of faith in silence could provide the means to be creative, appreciative of each day. So cliche, peace the third eye, purified, bumping cheesesteaks in deep space, or traveling the catacombs. A bag of bones in fight mode, the flight slowed, so fear and loathing, unclear unfolding. Feeling like my peers don't know me, senses overwhelmed by this realm. Delve into the hole, he's always overly anxious, still outperforms his rank with shank cranked on the car stereo, very low, barely tanked. Angst, fuck you very much with mindful swank. Rivals sank when I go blank, my fight grows strength. Introverted excursions, herbal diversion, certain it was worth the trip. Every time I hit the earth again, I'll ride away or play pretend. Can't shake this feeling, but I'll beat this in the end. I'll leave a piece of me for friends, hope decency will spread easily. The opus of this itch inside my head, I'll live and die a thread needle in my eye. Won't shed a single tear for the years that I'd rather lie in bed. tread the powdered water till it's neck high, gasping, measuring my progress by the trash heaps cleaned. Never found a cure or a vaccine, just discovered what it means to be a rap fiend. Dreams steal the daylight and they never stop attacking, pummeling the minutes as they pass me. Please, hold tighter, no there's no wire to walk. True fire can't be mocked. Flow savvy, oh so impacting, transcending endings, yeah I know you're laughing. Not superstitious but it's baffling. Everything you've done is honored long beyond your passing, and I wanted to thank you, but I'm not so sure that the words in this verse quite describe my angle. Mind entangled in your artistry, no wrangling free, with a conscious grip and parting tools to manage with ease. Frantically manhandled beats, more than a man or a beast, reaching for more deep connection, seeking affection, brewing peace. Moved intuitively when choosing to speak, his homies honed it best. Minnesota holds a record for most strangers close to my chest. Stay paying my debt, displaying respect, praying for those who are blessed enough to have met or been affected by the best of kind idea.
For this right now. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the fuck ups. I've been trying to get my cheddar right, pay my rent on time, my bills, my mom be making me dead inside. Hey baby, how you feeling? How I'm feeling fine as hell. Catch me translucent in my 6x8 good. I'm great, could I face dead ends while feds watch me wiretap? Tell me about your higher power, interested in finding that. My Jesus started 9, took a bullet to his brain. His name was Jack, he got a fine ass wife named Desiree. Call me anything but late for supper, take my number, you be next. I'm only good at holding mics and breaking cowards' necks. As for the ambiguity of my verses, I'm sorry mama, know you tried to raise a lover, but check out my bloody diorama. Sayonara to the dying monsters on the queen size. Find your queen on me side, my deep cuts on B sides. I sleep fine on sandies when the blow is out. Close your mouth and open wide for knuckles for the ass and die with me, ride slow.
Sister screaming, slamming doors again, born to win, foreign to the glory, soaring, forced to grin, as my corpse is limp contorted against the porcelain. Torture ends somewhere between disorder and a more than friend. Sorta spent, tell my mom I tried my best, at least I get some peace in knowing that I fought throughout the festering. No destiny, just heavy breaths and wordplay. Dirt tastes better in the steps that led me your way. Sure is great, carry enough weight to crush me, bearing all the reasons you were too afraid to love me. Tongue numb, sleep inside a slump uncomfortably. The grumpy humble steez readily pummel punk MCs. Melodies summon up the beast, inherently funded by my grief. Heresy wonder why, believe like everything's just a lie to me. Violent themes never move aside silently. Best to reconsider if your ego tries to rival me. Pride's cheap, time is fleeting when you're hiding. Find me wide opened eyes, scoping the skies till they blind me.
When young, we mourn for one woman. As we grow old, for women in general. The tragedy of life is that man is never free, yet strives for what can never be. The thing most feared in secret always happens. My life, my loves, what are they now? But the more the pain grows, the more this instinct for life somehow asserts itself. The necessary beauty in life is in giving yourself to it completely. Only later will it clarify itself and become coherent.
It's been years of introspective reflection, existential inspection, heavy mental and death grips, head trips. Perpetually tested, at best a kid, Old knowledge, New Testaments, pessimist temperament nestled next to merit's resonance. Repetitive rhetoric, unimpressed, your set was messageless, intrepid bliss. Mold solace through excellence, aggressive quips. No involvement with incessant pricks of betterments. The goal in the weather plays a role in the medicine we grow and how we generate our hope or don't. Basically, we seek a place where it's safe to rest, but most people only reach it in their heads. Sedative, syringe, cerebellum, melanin, crucial to the whole frugal human skeleton, enveloped in a delicate cycle. Dice roll, white blow, ice cold women, nymphomaniacs with nice clothes. Strike a pose for the less enlightened folk. Going through the motions, keeping quiet just to cope. I won't play in their plot, they got you locked in that box of thoughts, riddles, and shit that will cripple your inner boss. The cost is called the conscience, is constantly bombed with nonsense. No competence, hardly conscious, this contest is flawed, dishonest, and cheap. Chief, I render contenders complete. Without defeat, the chance to grow would be inevitably decreased. I bob and weave through corporate lies, mortified. The more they bribe, they fortify their rise and pride, dividing minds with biased ties. I've been entrenched in invention, apprenticed to this music, student to attunement, soothe illusions, lose illusions, true grit. When I grip the mic, I feel the gift of life and how it frequently seems to be wasted. When we miss the light, I dish the plight to fix the broken, atrociously gross when boasting, supposedly only close when emotionally devoted to be bleak. Been bored of normalcy, even my dreams wouldn't prepare me, though they've scared me out of sleep. Prowling the street, drowsily sneak, riding surrounding mystique. Creep who vowed to breach the sound of sleep and found release without a priest. Wild intuition, play victim to no conditions, stay fixed on no joke magician. Morose grows with ambition, which is why I write this an eye for a dire crisis, confining with kinds of like. It's a trying time for a titan frightened. Kids gun for the streets, hardly hard but starving, crumbling under the heat. The target market harshly bargains, jargons used and abused, no crew on a shoestrings immune. Soon we'll come together for better or be consumed. Doom is imminent, no food for indigents. There's true significance in who restricts the rich. Misinterpretation of purposeful passion placement. Most activists lack creation and actively act complacent, chasing cash or women, faking jacks, never listen. Driven by a primal instinct, taking jabs at volition. Chickens bitching, afraid of change deeper than their image, which affliction restrains from gain the weaker form of gimmick. Diminished the dim-witted, uncommitted critics. We live inside of madness with old habits unrelinquished. Distinguished existence with resistance breeds persistence, at least to those indifferent to assistance with each mission. Rhyme coalition, coincided, minds uplifted. You're preaching to the choir if you're tired, but I'm listening. Feed the pigeons, decency is hidden. Fighting for the best seat to this play we pay to live in. Mistakes forgiven, plagued with preconditions, shaking each suspicion, laying waste to ceaseless grievances. So devious, obedient to flow in sequences. Even if I fly alone, I am whole between each gift, where genius is only relative to task. The easiest piece to grips when we revel in the past. Seven devils, sick and brash, I will never quit, I'm the sentinel for rap.